Come here. Let me talk to you. Listen, oftentimes what you go through, you think it's a setback, but I want to let you know that oftentimes what you go through and how you grow through what you go through is designed as a setup for you to get up. Let me show you how to go up. Why? Because if you can look up, you can get up. Stick and stay. Empowerment's coming your way. Family, let's get into it today. I'm going to ask you this question. Have you ever wanted to accomplish something that was really, nudging at you, tugging on your soul, was just really something that was just so important to you? But you came up with a reason why you just couldn't get it done. Whether it was an assignment, whether it was a blueprint for business, whether it was an idea in order to increase your impact, your influence, your income. It's not unusual. For many of us, in many cases, the cause stems from the fact that we've received messages all throughout our life that in many cases we would never be able to embrace, we would never be able to possess what it is that we truly wanted. Yeah, these early messages are given to us in our childhood. These early messages are given to us throughout our adolescence that actually stop us from achieving what it is that we would like to do. If you don't realize this, by the time you have turned the age of 17, researchers suggest that you've heard the word no at least 10,000 times. Yeah. Come on, family. I need you to like this video, hit the thumbs up button. Is recognize the signs. It's getting ready to be an explosion of information, and not just information, implementation, inspiration. Come on, hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. Researchers suggest that you've heard the no at least 10,000 times by the time that you've turned the age of 17. I don't know how old you are. Maybe in your 30s, maybe in your 40s, maybe in your 50s, maybe and beyond just that. Imagine how many times you've heard the word no post age 17. And oftentimes, when we hear that word no, we just stop. Not realizing here it is that the word no is defined as new opportunity. The word no backwards is on. Come on, family. Type on. I'm on to the next one. I'm on to the next project. I know I'm on to the next idea. I'm on to the next business. I'm on to the next blueprint. I'm on. Even when the world is trying to turn me off. Heard the word no at least 10,000 times. And guess what? The word no oftentimes clips our wings. But I need you to understand this, that the word no, which means new opportunity, is only a setup for you to get up. In order for me to get up, I got to grow up in my mind. You'll always be able to get up if you keep looking up. I need you to change the direction of your vision. Family, type look up. I need you to change the direction of your vision. Why do I need you to change the direction of your vision? Because you keep looking down here. You keep looking so low and God wants to lift you so high. You keep focused on what happened versus focusing what's getting ready to happen. You keep focusing on what happened instead of focusing what's happening. I got to start changing what I'm saying. Because when I change what I'm saying, I'll eventually change what I'm seeing. What's your excuse? I want to ask you that. It's a setup to go up. The heartbreak was a setup to go up. They rejected you, but God protected you. God redirected you. It's a setup to go up. Dr. Wayne Dyer, he's got a book called Excuses Be Gone. Let me say it twice because that was so nice. Excuses be gone. Poof. Vanish. Vamoose. And in the book, what he does is he explains how people use excuses to stop themselves from being successful. People really don't want to be successful as much as they say they want to be. It's a farce. It's a fallacy. It's a figment of oftentimes their imagination. Family, I need you to make sure, here it is. Excuses be gone. I need you to make sure that you get into an environment where we rid ourselves of the excuses that stop us from being successful. If you're not a part of the Eagles Academy, I want you to go there right now. You especially want to go and register right now. We got an amazing class tonight. Amazing class. We always win on Wednesdays. We win every day as well. But particularly, we focus on winning. We're winning in our communication. Why? Because communication and competency, communication and compensation, rather, are interconnected. There's a connection between communication and compensation. We're focusing on the power of effective communication. You've never heard communication talked about like this. I want you to grow with us. Go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. You see the information right there at the bottom of your screen, theeaglesacademy.com. Go register right now so that you can be a part of our class tonight. You don't want to miss this. You don't just soar as high as your dream, you soar as high as your team. Join us in our amazing Eagles community team. Why? Because a win for us, a win for me, is a win for you too. Join us. Can't wait to see your face in our digital space, theeaglesacademy.com. Fill out the form, be transformed. Dr. Wayne Dyer talks about in his book, it's called Excuses Be Gone. And as I said before, he mentions that excuses, we oftentimes use those to stop ourselves from being successful. In the book, he believes that everybody can be successful, but oftentimes success is prevented by excuses. And oftentimes, here's the thing, it's become so ingrained in our mind with our excuses that it lurks in our subconscious. Let me say it again. We have become so inundated from people who have inculcated in our minds and communicated that will never be much. So now we don't believe we'll ever be much. And as a result, excuses now live in our subconscious. And they become a part of our mind without us becoming aware that it has become a part of our mind. I hope you don't mind if I get into it. Dr. Dyer mentions this. Dr. Dyer mentions that this is dire to deal with. He says that we got to become aware of the limited beliefs, the limited stinking thinking that keeps us sinking. And when we become aware of it, here's what we got to do. We got to confront it. Oh, yeah. How can you fight what you won't face? How can you heal from what you won't deal with? How can you address what you won't confess? we have to deal with it. If we're going to remedy it, if we're going to go up, we got to deal with what tried to set us up. Come on, family. I need you to type, I need you to type no excuses. Come on, family. I need you to do that. Type no excuses. No excuses. I'm not slacking on my success. I'm not stopping myself from what God wants me to step into. I'm walking in the place of abundance. Walking in the place of abundance. No excuses. I got to understand that no means new opportunity. I have to rid myself of all the reasons why it won't work and focus on why it will work. Dr. Wayne Dyer talks about the most common excuses that in many cases we all have adopted, such as it will be difficult. How many times have you said that? I don't know if I want to do this. Why? Because it's going to be too difficult for me. It's not worth having if it's not worth working for. It's going to be risky. Well, are you taking a calculator risk? It's going to take a long time. Guarantee it's going to take even longer if you don't start. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Let me say that again. You don't have to be great to start, but you got to start if you want to be great. It's going to take a long time. The more you procrastinate, the longer it's going to take. There will be family drama. They're not going to like me if I do it. Listen, breaking news. They probably didn't like you before you did it. They may not like you while you're doing it. They sure enough not going to like you after you do it. Cut your losses. Because here's the thing. If you don't, it's going to be, I should have, I could have, I would have. There are a lot of people who've also internalized, yeah, it'll be difficult. Yeah, it'll be risky. Yeah, it's going to take a long time. Yeah, there may be family drama. Some of us have internalized this, whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to admit to it or not. You've internalized this. I don't deserve it. Family, I just need you to type, I'm deserving. I'm deserving. Too many times we've said, I don't deserve it. We've said, I don't deserve success. I don't deserve love. I don't deserve new opportunities. I don't deserve to go into another tax bracket. I don't deserve a bigger house. I don't deserve to be blessed with a spouse. I don't deserve it. A lot of times we said, it's not in my nature. Well, if it's not in your nature, whose nature is it in it? You keep having what you keep saying. Change your confession, you're going to change your possession. You got to change your mindset to see yourself as valuable, to see yourself as worthy, to see yourself as deserving, to see yourself that you will be abundantly blessed. Come on, God placed the nature of greatness on the inside of you. Here's what you got to do. You got to nurture what's in your nature. Nature versus nurture. In many cases, got to be both. What are you doing to prune and pull up the weeds of worry when you need seeds of strength to grow? Those seeds of strength need to be planted, need to be watered, need to be developed. Come on, family, type harvest, harvest, harvest. It's time for your harvest. Harvest of hope, harvest of healing, harvest of putting your hand to the plow, a harvest of ideas in your head, a harvest of love in your heart. We say it's not in my nature. We say I don't deserve it. We say it's going to be family drama. We say it's going to take a long time. Say it's going to be too risky. We say it's too difficult. We also say this, nobody's going to help me. Isn't this what the man who was paralyzed by the pool of Bethesda said in scripture? The water would stir up 2 times a year. And this man was around lame, blind, halt, withered individuals. His environment dictated his mindset. Ah, let me talk to some people. For some of us, you can't grow because your environment limits you. Your environment castigates you into a place of limited beliefs, limited stinking thinking that keeps you sinking. You're around people who are blind, have no vision, halt, they don't make no moves, withered, they've stopped growing, lame, just taking L's. They go through life limping rather than leaping. And as a result, because of those people that you're around, now you adopt those particular behaviors, those particular habits. The man says to Jesus, as Jesus asks him, do you want to be made whole? The man says, I have nobody to help me in the pool. That wasn't the question. That wasn't the answer. I didn't ask you that question if you had anybody to put you in the pool or not. He says this, I don't have anybody to help me. Yeah. Will you help yourself? That's the question. Too many times we're just like that man who's around lame, halt, blind, withered individuals. And as a result, now it keeps our mind in that particular space and environment simply because of the environment. You got to stop making excuses about nobody's going to help you. The most help you'll ever get is at the end of your wrist, your hands. Got to help yourself until you're helping yourself so much to where somebody says, wow, he did all this with that. She did all this with this. They did more with less. Let me send some more their way. Let me bless them with the more because I see that they're doing much with the little that they have. We always say, well, nobody's going to help me. It's never happened before. Just because it never happened before doesn't mean it's not going to happen now. You got to stop coming up with all of these excuses and start executing. Here's the thing with excuses. A lot of times you're talking to yourself. You're talking to yourself. And if somebody already mentioned to you, here's the thing. They said it maybe once or twice, but you said it more than once or twice. You've said it over and over and over again. You keep hitting the play button. You keep hitting rewind. You keep rewinding it. You keep playing the negative narrative all over again in your mind. You keep overthinking and underdeveloping. You keep overthinking and underworking. You keep replaying the negative of why it's not going to work. And as a result of it, it don't work. Say it never happened before. Why don't you be the first person in your family to ever become a millionaire? Just because nobody in your family ever got a degree, just because nobody in your family ever got a PhD, just because nobody in your family ever stayed married long enough, just because nobody in your family ever became a millionaire, just because nobody in your family ever progressed and got out of the hood to do something good, just because nobody in your family ever did XYZ, that shouldn't stop you and me. You should say, listen, just because nobody in my family ever did it, I'm getting ready to be the first one. I'm getting ready to move us out of generational curses into generational blessings. Come on, family. I need you to hit the thumbs up button on this video. Yeah, I need you to hit the thumbs up button. It's an explosion of inspiration. Come on. I need you to just type the number 1. Type the number 1 simply because you're going to be the first one. If it's to be, it's up to me. Forward ever, backward never. Number 1. I'm coming for that number 1 stop. I'm coming for that number 1 spot. Let them scheme, let them plot. I'm set up to go up to the number 1 spot. Never happened before. Why? Because I'm getting ready to do what I've never done before, to go where I've never gone before, to experience what's never happened before. Another excuse we say, well, I'm not strong enough. Well, here's what you got to couple that with. Greater is he that's within me than he that's in the world. When I am weak, that's when I am strong. Why? Because, like I said last time, I need you to go back and check it out. Let the ego go. I need you to check out this series. Some of y'all coming late to the game, but guess what? I need you to go back and check out the series. I'm serious about the series. You need to check out the series in its entirety. The series is called Soar. Matter of fact, you need to go back and check out some more series. You're under arrest, talking about arrested development. Purpose partner. You need to go back and check that out. His needs, her needs. Go and check it out. Matter of fact, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to take a little bit of a break. But here's what we're going to do as we take this break. I want you to think about what I've been mentioning. We're going to come back and tackle it. Don't go. Don't touch that button. I got some resources for you. Let's go check it out. Hey, what's up, family? Have you checked out my resources to grow your greatness? Yeah, I'm talking about to grow as an author and a speaker. You want to get my bestseller book blueprint. Somebody's waiting for you to write that book. Let me show you how to do it. I'm giving you all the strategies of what I've used to be a best-selling author of 16 books. Surely I know something to help you. Go and get my bestseller book blueprint, as well as whenever you write a book, people are going to ask you to talk about it. You want to get my successful speaker strategies. It's a amazing video tutorial download, 4.5 hours of just content of what it is that I do to share of how to communicate and really to connect as you're communicating. Your words are a paintbrush. What picture are you painting when you're speaking? I guarantee you, whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Go right now to theeaglesacademy.com/store and grow your greatness. Get all the resources. Plenty of resources that I have. You want to go ahead and get them. Bestseller book blueprint, showing you how to write your book, as well as develop your communication, successful speaker strategies. Talking about excuses, oftentimes we've been set up to go up. But in order for us to go up, we got to grow up out of what has challenged our growth, what has, here it is, arrested our development. Keep saying it's too difficult. Common excuses that we use. It's going to be too risky. It's going to take too much time. It's going to be, it's going to take a long time. It's going to be family drama. I don't deserve it. I can't afford it. Nobody's going to help me. It's never happened before. I'm not strong enough. Then we also say, I'm not smart enough. Family, I need you to realize this. I've mentioned it before, but it's worth saying again. The two most powerful words that you will ever use in your life is the words I am. Come on, family, type I am. Two most powerful words you'll ever use is the words I am. And what you put after that statement will dictate how you live your life. You're the one who said, I am not strong enough. You're the one who said, I am not smart enough. You're the one who said, I am not deserving. And so guess what? Your words create your world. What you put into the atmosphere will appear. Your future or your funeral is on the tip of your tongue. Death and life is in the power of the tongue. Keep saying you're not smart enough. You'll keep making dumb mistakes. Ooh. Smartphone. Got a smartphone. But you're making dumb mistakes. Smartest thing in your house ought not be your phone. It ought to be you. The phone don't control you. You control it. You got to tell yourself, I am more than a conqueror. You got to tell yourself, I have the mind of Christ. You got to tell yourself, listen, I'm not going to be conformed to this world, but I'm going to be transformed by the renewing of my mind. I am smart enough to make it happen. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to connect with people who may know more than me so that now it influences me positively. Here's another excuse that we say, I'm too old. Or we say, I'm not old enough, not realizing that you've been set up to go up. Hear me. You got to get to the place to where you realize this: it's not too late to be great, and it's not too early to get started. I know you may be a little bit old, but here's the thing. I know you may got a little gray in your hair, but here's the thing. It's just your wisdom coming out. You got to have no doubt. Stop saying you're too old. Stop saying you're not old enough. Why? Because experience is greater than years. No, you are where you need to be. You are the age that you need to be. You were born at a particular time in a specific demographic, specific time in human history at the right time. Why? Because you are a change agent. You are a problem solver. You are a trendsetter. You are a mover. You are a shaker. You are a history maker. You are a record breaker. And you got to do something with what you have. Stop limiting yourself and start adopting a mindset of unlimited abundance. Come on, family. I just need you to tap in, tap, tap, tap in, type, tap in and type unlimited. Tap, tap, tap in, type unlimited, type abundance. We often say this: I'm too busy. Oh, yeah. How you going to be too busy for you to work your own dream? I don't know if you ever been there. I've been there. Sometimes I find myself there where here it is. I'm too busy to put my own self in my schedule. I don't know if you ever been there. I don't know if you've ever understood the demands on your life pulling at you, organizations pulling at you, people pulling at you, demands pulling at you. Busy. But in many cases, what we have to be is more than just busy, but we got to be productive. I've got to create space in my schedule for me. Why? Because I can't pour from an empty cup. None of us can. I need you to hear me. You got to save some of you for you. And here's the thing: saving some of you for you is now aligning your life and your value system to where here it is. I'm going to be productive purposefully. This is what you got to do. I know you focused on the paper, but what's the paper without the peace? What's the paper without provision? What's the paper without production? What's the paper without purpose? You got paper, but you ain't really you got paper, but you're not really prosperous. I got to be peaceful. I got to be purposeful. I got to be productive. Can't be too busy for you. And here's another one that we step into. We say, I'm too scared. Did a conference last year called the Access Identity Conference. Listen, y'all, $0 budget. Launched it with registrants, with attendees from, I believe it was 24 states, 13 countries. I had no experience putting on a conference. Grateful for team members who helped me to take the vision to fruition. But here's the thing: for years, I had been wanting to do the conference, but I was too afraid. Where was the money going to come from? It's not in my nature. Am I going to really get the support that I wanted? But here's what I had to do. I had to, here it is, feel the fear and do it anyway. Because here's the thing, when you do it once, you know how to do it again. If you build it, they will come. And here's what I had to adopt. Nobody can stop an idea whose time has come. Because here's what I need you to understand. Fear is a setup to go up. Fear is a setup to go up and grow up because faith becomes a stepping stone when fear is a stumbling block. You've got to make a decision because there's always going to be an excuse. Excuse to be too difficult. Excuse about your age. Excuse about your stage. Excuse about the money. Excuse about it being too risky. Excuse about your knowledge and your wisdom. Excuse about your energy. Excuse about your family history. Excuse about you being too busy. You've got to feel the fear and do it anyway. What did God tell Joshua? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid. Why? Because the Lord is with you wherever you go. What did Paul tell a timid Timothy? To stir up the gift. That was from your mother and from your aunt. Why? Because you've already got people through your family line who have broken barriers. And that same barrier breaking spirit runs through your DNA, runs through your veins. You got to do something with it. Why is it that you are doing less with the more that you have? You come from forefathers and foremothers who did more with less. Why are you doing less with more? I need you to make that make sense. The math ain't mathing. You got to get to a place to where you say, listen, it's a setup to go up. The sickness has been a setup for you to go up into healing. The heartbreak has been a setup for you to go up into a greater place of loving yourself and knowing your worth. Everything that they did and try to do against you didn't stop you. Why? Because God elevated you in the midst of what they try to do with you. They tried to put their mouth on you, but God had his hand on you. And guess what it did? Guess what his hand did? His hand covered their mouth. Yeah, they tried to put their mouth on you. God had his hand on you, and God's hand put it over their mouth. Shut the noise. Come on. God shut them up. Now it's time for you to show up. Here's what it is. Now it's time for you to put up or shut up. Don't come to me with no more excuses about why it's not going to work. Move from excuses to execution. Shut the excuses down and show up with some execution. Come on. Shut the excuses down today. Wake up tomorrow with some execution. Come on, move into a place of action, implementation. You got all the information in the world. Now it's time for implementation. If you take one step, I guarantee you God's going to double your progress. You got to feel the fear and do it anyway. See, here's the thing. A lot of us don't want to take that step because we want to control everything. God ain't GPS. God isn't Google Maps. He's not going to give you all of the directions to the destination. Why? Because if I give you everything, what I need you to trust me for? He told you to go. And guess what? When you take one step, he's going to give you the direction for the next step. It is a faith walk. I got to walk by faith and not by sight. The most dangerous place you can be in life is not when you're walking It's not when you're staying in the not when you're walking on water, it's when you're staying in the boat. Let me say it twice because it's also nice. The most dangerous place you can be in life is not when you're walking on water, but when you're staying in the boat. Got to get out of the boat and believe. You got to get out of the boat and break through. You got to get out of the boat and break barriers. Come on, family. Type I'm a faith walker. Come on, I need you to just type that. Type I am a faith walker. I told you the two most powerful words that you can use in the language lexicon, in English, in Mandarin, whatever it is, in the dictionary, is the words I am. God said, I am that I am. He's giving you that power to declare over your life, I am. And whatever you put after those words will become the lot of your life. It will dictate how you live your life. Come on, type it. I am a faith walker. I am more than a conqueror. I am strong enough. I am smart enough. I am faithful. Here's one more excuse that we use. We say, I can't afford it. That's what I told myself when I was starting the conference, not knowing that a sold out conference was waiting on me, but I had to get my mindset to the place to where I said, listen, it's not that I can't afford it. I can't afford not to. I can't afford not to go after what God told me to have. I can't afford to not connect my goal to my soul. I can't afford not to be who God created me to be. I can't afford not to be a faith walker. I don't have it in my budget. Listen, I can't afford not to. I can't afford to be broke as a joke. I can't afford to be stuck like Chuck in a pickup truck. I can't afford to be broke minded. Can't afford not to go after my dream. I can't afford not to go after the vision. I can't afford not to heal. I can't afford not to overcome the trauma. I can't afford not to overcome the trials. I can't afford not to go overcome the triggers. I can't afford not to go to counseling and therapy. I can't afford not to forgive. Why? Because I'll never live if I don't forgive. I can't afford not to be all that God created me to be. I can't afford not to tap into my identity. Are you hearing me? I can't afford to miss this opportunity awaiting me. I need you to tap into identity. Go ahead and get that book right now. Keys to Discover Your Uniqueness, Unlock Your Greatness. I can't afford not to get the book. What's your excuse? You got to get to the place where you stop taking L's. Stop taking L's. Leverage your leadership, leverage your love, leverage your purpose, leverage your next level. You always take a L when you don't see it as a setup to go up. Family, type soar. It's time for you to soar out of the setup. The excuses are setups. The execution empowers you to go up. I got to spread my wings if I'm going to win over and over and over again. Set up to go up. Family, just type it's a setup. That's all it is. It's a setup. The heartbreak was a setup. The hurt was a setup. Why? Because it puts me back in proximity and in place to be able to trust God when I can't trace him. to depend on Him, not them. Family, this is what I want you to do. I want you to sow a seed into your next level. I want you to sow a seed into, hear me, your mindset for execution. There's been a spirit of procrastination that has hovered over your mindset. You've thought about why it won't work, how it'll never work, because you see yourself as a liability, because liabilities are coming to your life, because of mistakes that you've made, because it seems as if the time that you have wasted, because it seems of your age and nobody ever is going to, you're not going to get there. It's always going to be this way because it's always been that way. The devil is a lie. Stop with the stinking thinking that keeps you sinking. You got to cast down that imagination. Every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. If it's higher than God, it's too high. That negative, that doubt, that lack, that procrastination, those thoughts that are so deleterious to your destiny, too high. In Him, you need to hide. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I want you to sow a seed into you taking flight out of excuses into execution, out of you soaring out of your situation into your season. Did you hear what I just said? It's your time to soar out of your situation into your season. Don't miss your season. Nothing can stop an idea whose time has come, but hear me, you can, by getting in your own way. When God has given you a way of escape, when He's created a way out of no way for you to do what you've never done before, for you to have what you've never had before, for you to go where you've never gone before. No is new opportunity. No is on backwards. I need you to catch this wind. I need you to catch this wind. It's a wind of opportunities blowing in your direction. That's right. You got to catch the wind. Blessings are blowing in your direction. Breakthrough is blowing in your direction. Bountiful opportunity is blowing your it's blowing in your direction. I need you to catch the wind. Catch the wind. Because here's the thing. Notice this. Too many of us are continually flapping like chickens versus an eagle. When I just flap one time, I catch the wind and I'm able to soar. Difference between flying and soaring. Flying, you do a whole bunch of work. Soaring, I'm up there. I've caught a wind current. The current is the flow. I need you to get in the flow. Come on, I need you to name your seed. I need you come on, send that seed now. This is fertile soil. This is good ground. We've got a vision of inspiration. We've got a vision of implementation. We've got a vision for transformation here. I need you to sow where you grow. You see the information there, PayPal, info@eddieconnor.com. As you're sowing, I want you to name that seed. Zelle, all is well, EddieConnorJr@gmail.com. Cash App, as a matter of fact, $ access identity. I want you to sow your seed and I want you to name your seed. Maybe you're naming your seed Faith Walker. Maybe you're naming your seed new opportunity. Maybe you're naming your seed on. Maybe you're naming your seed take flight. Maybe you're naming your seed soar. Maybe you're naming your seed healing. Maybe you're naming your seed investment. Maybe you're naming your seed love. Maybe you're naming your seed get up. Maybe you're naming your seed go up. I don't know what you're naming your seed. Maybe you're naming your seed I'm strong enough. Maybe you're naming your seed I'm smart enough. Maybe you're naming your seed I'm the right age. I don't know what you're naming your seed, but I guarantee you, what you name your seed, God's going to meet the need. And I'm believing it's going to be 30, it's going to be 60, it's going to be hundredfold. Planted in a program of purpose. Why? Because this is not just my show, this is our show. I want you to plant in a program of purpose. This is the right environment for you to grow. Let me say that twice because it's oh so nice. This is the right environment for you to grow. On your mark, get set, go. I've got a number of different resources that I know will bless you. If you want to be a sponsor for the show, info@eddieconnor.com. You say, listen, I don't even have a product and I don't even have a service. I just want to sponsor. I just want to donate. You can go ahead and do that. Email me about it. If you'd like to do it anonymously, if you'd like to do it to where you, in many cases, are acknowledged for it, that's no problem with us. info@eddieconnor.com. You can also just sow your seed as well. Maybe you want to sow your seed and you just want to name it sponsor. That's fine too. Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. Yeah, maybe you're sowing your seed and you just want to name a sponsor because you just want to sow into good ground. I get it. I got it. God bless you for it. 30, 60, 100 fold as a result of it. Got a number of different resources for you. Bestseller book blueprint, accessidentity.org. I'm showing you how to write your book. I'm giving the strategies, the structure, and the solutions on how I did it. I did it 16 times. How am I able to drop a book and it goes number one each and every single time? Strategies. You want to go ahead and get those. accessidentity.org/author. Successful speaker strategies. After you write a book, people are going to ask you to talk about it. Got to be saying something, not just talking. A lot of us are talking, but we're not saying anything. accessidentity.org/speaker. Download my successful speaker strategies. Going to be an added bonus and blessing to and for you. Grow your greatness. Get my resources. BeaglesAcademy.com/store. Family. Should we have a part 6 for In the Mix at 6? Should we have a part 6? I don't want to do it if you don't want it. I don't want to give it if you don't want to receive it. Just type part 6. Type yes. You want to make sure that you become a part of our Eagles Academy community. We've got a class tonight. It's going to be absolutely sensational. Talking about the power of effective communication. You want to be in the mix with us in our amazing Eagles community. A win for you is a win for us too. I'm giving you strategy, structure, solutions, systems, how to take your vision to another dimension. Talking about the power of communication. Why? Because whatever you're building, I guarantee you can build it better if you're using better words. Communication and compensation, there is a connection. Family, we're out of time. In the Mix at 6 is out of time. But you got to know that I'm not out of truth. That's facts. Stand on business with it. 100. For sure. Like the great rapper Tupac Shakur once said, there's no way I can pay you back, but my plan is to show you that I understand once you know that you are appreciated. This is where You can come to where you're not tolerated, where you're celebrated. And so I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I want to thank you for rolling with me. Why? Because that's just how we roll. And this is how we roll. So I want to thank you for doing that each and every single day, Monday through Friday, each and every single weekday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the digital airwaves, as well as particularly on the YouTube side. Would you head over to the YouTube side? And while you're here on the YouTube side, make sure that you hit the comment section. Give me a comment. Yeah. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button. Yes. Hit the thumbs up. Come on, make the button explode. I appreciate all the comments, but I need you to hit that thumbs up button. YouTube don't really care as much about comments as they do about thumbs up. So I need you to hit the thumbs up button. Come on, yeah. Go crazy on the thumb. Go crazy on the thumbs up button. Follow me on social media at EddieConnorJr. Put some respect on my name, EddieConnorJr. Y'all keep showing love. I'm going to keep showing up. Of course, if I can help you, if I can serve you in any way, please reach out to me. Invite me to come and speak at your event. Yeah, I'd love to do that. Whether it's your church, your conference, your community center, your college, your school, your session, your workshop, whatever's clever. I would love to be a blessing to you. Reach out to me. Let me know. That's for sure. Family, this is yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your brother from another mother. Your main man, 100 grand. Family, it has been fun. But you know, brother, got to run. I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. But I do want you to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, and brighter. Peace and love. Keep soaring higher. Breaking news. This message is for you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You don't just soar as high as your dream. You soar as high as your team. Why are you not a part of our team? Our Eagles community team, where it's all about soaring into success and greater purpose. I want you to go right now and join us. Yeah, right now. Go to theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form, and I guarantee you're going to be transformed. Your mindset, you're going to maximize that. You're going to strengthen your skill set. You're going to build your tool set. You're going to heal your heart set, find serenity in your soul set, and be an asset in any environment. It's time to grow in your greatness, in your business, in your relationships, in your purpose, with individuals who are already growing. And we have a motto in our community where a win for me is a win for you. A win for you is a win for us too. Let's win together. Come on, join us, experience the transformation, experience the celebration, experience the opportunity, experience not just information, but implementation. As I coach, as I teach, as I train, as I mentor you and show you how to use strategy, structure, and solutions to take your vision to another dimension. Meet us there. Join us there. I can't wait to see your face in our digital space. Go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form, and let's be transformed together. Spread your wings, and we'll win over and over again. See you there.